Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I've got all sorts of problems happening with the speakers tonight, so just bear with me. I'm trying to stop all of this from happening like it is. And I don't know. There we go. I don't know quite what has happened. Nope, it's doing it again. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Oh, gosh, I don't understand why this is doing this. If I do that. Right, there we go. Can everybody still hear me? Can you still hear me okay? I don't know what is happening with the audio today. Can you all still hear me? Hello, echo, 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 echo. Hello. Who have we got in the live? Blue Chalice. Hello, Holland. Hello, Ed. Hello, Nanette. Hello, Little Miss Budget. Hello, Ness. Hello, Neil. Blue Chalice. Yes, everybody can hear me. Fine. Seems okay now. But the issue is I've now got no speakers, so I've got no glorious. Oh, what? Hello? They just started echoing then again. Right, very strange. Anyway, never mind. That is what we are doing. We're going to start with some tarot today. So I guess that means I can't have any of my stingers. Never mind. That will be fine. Patricia's here as well. Hello, lovey. There was an echo. Hopefully it's sorted now, Nanette. So yes, right. Don't forget, everybody. We are here today. That sounded almost like I was going to say we are gathered here today. No, we are here today to do some tarot reading. If you don't know, my name is Lisa, and this is the Beyond Authentic Witchcraft channel, where we discuss everything that is sort of witchy and alternative, and we go beyond authentic witchcraft. You see, we go beyond, hence the reason for it being called Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. So today I'm going to do some tarot reading. We're not going to do crystals tonight. We're not going to do pendulums. We're going to stick to the traditional tarot using two very sort of non-traditional decks. Wolf Boyo's here. Hi everyone. Bolto's going to the new vets tomorrow. His vets had it on their system to put him down yesterday. Wow. What's happening with your house move as well, Wolf Boyo? Let us know. Hopefully everything's okay with Bolto now. So yeah, you're having a bit of a rough time with it, aren't you? Absolutely. So then everybody, if you are wanting a reading, you can go ahead and put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. As it says just down there, look, start your question with the word question. I will read for those I am drawn to. Oops, sorry, I didn't bash that then. And preferences will be given to those who have not had a reading recently. Don't forget, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, as I always say, please do go and seek professional advice in those areas. That would be what we advise, really, wouldn't it? Yes, that would be what we advise. So then we are going to crack on with some tarot tonight. I'm just on the back screen, just double checking something on the YouTube system. Nope. Right, well, apparently this stream, according to YouTube, is still scheduled. So something is definitely going a little bit wibbly tonight. But anyway, we're just gonna ride it. we're just going to ride it on through, as we always do, with compassion and grace and lots of swearing or something like that. Anyway, right, so let's just have a look. Right, bear with me 1 second, everybody. I'm just trying to send this out. So what you don't know, if you're just joining us, what you won't know today is that just before coming on the members only live, there's the YouTube notification. Look, 8 minutes past. Wow, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But what you won't realize is that just before I came on, my entire computer did a whole blue screen of death, Windows update, automatic update, everything's shutting down now. So I didn't have time to do any of the usual gubbins that I do behind the scenes. So I'm just trying to see now I can't even share this. Why can't I share this? Do you know? Am I going to have to play my own video on the YouTube in order to share it? I think I am, you know. I think I'm actually going to have to play the video on the YouTube whilst it's live, whilst I'm live, in order to share the blooming video out. That can't be the way that YouTube's got it set, surely. It is, and don't call me Shirley. I know, right? I know, right? I think I am, you know. Right, okay, bear with. I'm going to make sure this does not do any... Why can't I watch it now? Oh, what is YouTube doing? YouTube has changed some stuff on the back end, and it's gone very odd, very strange. I do apologize, everybody. I know you're just watching me go, oh, YouTube's buggered. But it is kind of buggered. So yay. Right, let's have a look. Why can't I even see this stream? It's not even letting me see the stream. Right, okay, never mind, everybody. Never mind. Let's go back into the live chat. Shreya Sarkar's here, Ed's here, Patricia's here. I just said that. Patricia says, rant as much as you would like. You'd be jumping up and down with rage too. Yeah, absolutely. I would as well. Oh, I was about to star your question then, Nanette, and the lovely Ed's already done it. Sat in the producer's chair. Thank you for that. Oh, still no news on the housing front. Good Lord, Wolf Bio. Good Lord. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Oh, Shreya says it's all happened as I predicted a few days ago. Well, thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go on. Hang on. Let's just read what she says. Are you ready, everybody? Exactly as I predicted. The Sedges blocked me out of the blue. There you go. It happened after I happened to ask him about what's going on his side. Oh, my darling, my darling, my darling, my darling, my darling. Well, as I said, forewarned is forearmed. Your reading was so on point. I cannot thank you enough for the forewarning. Phew, I'm doing fine though, mentally, physically, what have you. Yeah. Oh, fantastic, Shreya. Well, I'm glad, even though it was a bit of bad news, and even though he turned out to be the arsehole that we all knew that he was going to be, or that the cards predicted he was going to be, which is never a good thing to say, but at least you did have that little bit of warning. And at least you kind of, you know, you were a little bit forewarned. So as they say, forewarned is always forearmed, isn't it? So at least you kind of, if you know what's coming, or at least if you get a little hint of what's coming, at least you can kind of prepare yourself. Firefly Magic, good evening. I hope you're well. Yeah, but much love to you, Shreya, my darling. Listen, if you need to hang out here with our lovely community, do just hang out on the stream, chill out with us, chip in when we get, no doubt we'll get somebody else who's in a similar situation, or someone else's romance is going a bit tits up, or whatever's happening. So yes, no doubt there'll be lots of advice that you can share that will get shared your way as well. It is wonderful that we've got this this community here. Shreya says, exactly, Patricia. I know stuff is up with him. He astral traveled to you last night and he told me he's stuck. Screamed in your head, pretty much. You told him things won't change then. Nope. Well, there you go. No, that's it. That's it. It's a very typical thing when you get somebody who is like, there's a soul connection. And I don't use those words lightly, but there is like a connection. And then they're still going down the wrong path, and you're like, well, you know, what else can I do? I've told you, I've said. And that was the part of him kind of coming to you and going, help, what is going on? I don't want to do this. Oh, thank you, Shreya. It is an amazing place. It is, and it is full of amazing people. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of sleep, but anyway. Anyway, it is a wonderful place. Don't forget, if you would like a reading here, do just put your question into the live chat. Start it with the word question, then put whatever you want to ask. Bearing in mind, we don't answer medical questions, and this is not financial advice, legal advice, counseling advice, or medical advice, as I always say. So yes, if you would like a reading, do put your request in. They get picked up by the mods, and then I will go through them as soon as I can, in a random order. I try and give preferential treatment to people that haven't been here before. So if you're new here, you want your question answered, put it in. However, there is one way to get your question jumped to the front of the list, and that is to hit that Q jump button. So just up here, look, buymeacoffee.com. In fact, hang on a second. I've got a clearer thingy than that, haven't I? Where is it? Where is it? There you go. Nope, that's not the one either. Oh, where's it gone? No, that one. There we go. Q Jump memberships and bookings are available at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. You can, in fact, book a full live one-to-one video link up where I'll do as many readings and as many spreads as we can get through in an hour. Ask as many questions as you like. That is available over there. Also, our membership, where you get to hang out with me while I'm saying things I wouldn't be able to say on a video, put it that way, about the health and well-being, mind, body, spirit event that I've just been to. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make most of those comments on a pre-prepared video, put it that way. But you also get to do things like you get all the videos a day or so early. You get a free reading if you want a reading in the on the pre-live live with a fewer numbers, and you get discounts on everything else that we do. So if you ever want to book readings, if you're a member, you get discounts on that. You get discounts on Q Jump, get discounts on everything, pretty much. So yes, do check that out. And obviously on a Friday, no, it's Sunday. On a Sunday and a Tuesday, you also then get, if you Q Jump, your video comes up. Good Lord, my brain. Your reading comes up as the very next one, if that makes sense. Oh, Shreya says, Patricia, you're glad. The feeling is mutual. You feel amazingly light for some reason after whatever happened. I think I finally reached the stage of surrender. Well, this is it, my darling. This is it. It's like you had that little bit of that little chink of knowledge. So when he did do the hit the block button, as soon as that happened, you were like, oh, well, kind of figured it. No skin off my backside. You know what I mean? And away you go. So, yeah, I'm glad that you got the reading when you did. I really am glad you got the reading when you did, because at least you did get that knowledge at the right time. And again, if you've been watching the Witch Casket empowerment cards that I've been doing, the one there I like about the affirmations, I do always say, I love and approve of myself. Everything I need comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed at the correct time. Might not be when I want to know it, but it's always when it's the right time to know it, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Suit yourself then. See ya. I know, right? Oh, I'm glad we could help. I really am glad we could help. Right then, let's crack on with some readings tonight. We've got a couple in, so if you would like a reading, it's a very good night to do it. Normally we do get quite busy on a Sunday, so if you would like a reading, do please get it in ASAP. Yep, ASAP. But then also I do have to say as well, don't forget you are live on the interwebs, right? If you are having an affair with your boss, if you are stealing from your boss, if you are, I don't know, sleeping with your boss's wife, your boss's husband, your boss, if you're doing anything like that that you don't want to be found out about, whatever you are getting up to, just bear in mind, sorry, I've got an itchy boob, just flop it out. No, just bear in mind that when I do the readings, that sort of stuff can get revealed, right? It has been known to happen where I've had two people sat in the chairs opposite me doing live, like face-to-face readings back in the day. the pre-COVID days, back in the before times. And I'd be doing a reading. You can see the two people looking, because I'm starting to reveal something about one of the people, and she literally went, right, yeah, I think I'm going to have this one just with me on my own with the tarot reader now. Can you go in, like, just go around the shops? Because we started getting into it, and I had a really strong connection with the person that was getting the reading, but I think it was her mum that was sat next to her, and it was like, I don't know what you want me, how much you want me to reveal, excuse me, to your mum. So yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. But yes, right. It is, Ed. You are quite right. It is very. These connections are difficult. However, it also presents a great opportunity for growth. It does. It absolutely does, my darling. Right then, let's crack on with some readings. I am gonna. Oh no, I haven't even done the thing yet, have I? Haven't even done the thing yet. Let me have. What did that say, Wolf Bio? Was that when dinosaurs were still roaming around, Lisa? Yes, of course it was. Yes, the pre-COVID time, like 5 years ago. Yes, exactly. Thank you, next. Exactly, Patricia. Thank you, next. Right, let me do the little clicky thing. Hang on, let me get rid of the banner. There we go. Clicky thing. Let's have the actual doodah for today. What day is it today? Oh, it's Sunday, isn't it? I know, right? I know what day I'm on. Honest, mister. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel, I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Psychic Sunday session, so let's see what's in store today. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, Holland. Hang on. Sorry, everybody. One second. Sorry, everybody. Once again, Lisa's wonderful computer was doing something and then crashed halfway through, and I've just realized what it didn't do. This is going to be, I thought today was going to be a nice grounded session, a nice wonderful session. And actually I'm having to pick up the slack from myself. I know, right? Was it Slack Alice? Is that what the thing was? I don't know. Right, there we go. Live readings. I've changed it on the YouTube, so there we go. Right, fantastic. Let's have a look then at what we've got in the doodah. Ariana Grande, thank you. Yes, it was. Thank you. Next. You know what they say though, Shreya? The best way to get over an ex is to get under a new one. No, the best way to get over a man is to get under a new one. Is that right? Something like that. Anyway, right, let's go. Oh, it's going to be one of those streams. My brain is not functioning at all. Anyway, let's crack on with some readings. I'm going to go ahead. Nanette, we're going to do your reading first, and your reading will come up straight after this.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Yes, indeed. Right then, Nanette. Let me, you know, it's so weird not having any music playing or anything playing at the moment. It's very, very bizarre. Maybe I need my headset. Oh, I haven't got my headset here. Anyway, right. Okay, so Nanette, I'm going to read using the Wheel of the Year. We'll use the Wheel of the Year set for you, my darling. So don't forget, if you want to read and get your questions in, let me have a look. Oh, I love the fact you're all supporting each other in the chat. That is so wonderful. Why are you having dreams about your ex-boyfriend Billy? Let's have a look. Billy Loomis, Billy the puppet from Saw, Billy No Mates, which is what we'd say in the UK. I'm trying to think if there's any other references that I know to a Billy. Bill and Ted, I don't know. I think that's about it. Right, let's have a look then. Let's get the other camera going as well. So then, dragons. Yeah, here we go. So then, dragons, good evening. Welcome to the dragons, the universal energies that I work with to do the readings each and every Tuesday and Sunday evening. Good evening to the dragons. We're going to crack on with some readings tonight. The first one we've got is the lovely Nanette, a very, very good friend to the channel. Nanette's been around since almost day one, Nanette, isn't it? Almost day one. So yes, Nanette is fabulous. We're still waiting on... Oh, hang on. Have we had the 21st, Nanette? Did I miss Freddy Krueger? Is the 21st tonight or tomorrow? Have I missed Freddy Krueger? Please tell me I didn't miss the Freddy Krueger thing. Hang on. Have I missed the Nightmare on Elm Street? Oh, bugger. Oh, I have. Oh, it was yesterday. Oh, bugger. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nanette. Oh, I really wanted to... Sorry, Nanette. If you don't know what I'm talking about, everybody, Nanette's Necessities Witching Entertainment's Hideout, Nanette's channel, she was doing a watch-along of the original not Friday the 13th, the original Nightmare on Elm Street film, which I absolutely love. I think it's one of the best pure sort of 80s horror films ever, and I thought it would be absolutely phenomenal to watch it together with a load of people and have a load of fun, a load of giggles, and to chat about it on the next channel. And I was really excited to do it, and then my blooming ADHD brain has just gone, oh, I don't know what the thing is on the thing, because my brain doesn't work. Oh, I'm so gutted that I missed it. Oh, I'm so gutted. Anyway, oh, sorry, Nanette. Right, let's do your reading. Dragons. We want to know, why is Nanette having dreams about the ex-boyfriend? Let's have a look. So then, why is Nanette dreaming about the ex-boyfriend? Well, I mean, to be fair, Nanette, after watching Nightmare, you'll be doing all the nightmares. Oh, you're going to do it every week or every month? That'd be cool. Which is the gay one? Is it 3 or is it 2? Where it's like they bullied the actor because he was actually like in the closet at the time, and they bullied him, and he had a terrible time. But it's like the gayest film ever, and they end up in like some leather bar, and it's just the weirdest thing. I think that must be 2. But yeah, nothing's jumping out, Nanette. So, but as soon as I say nothing's jumping out, look at that. Look at that. We actually got 2. So, okay, you've got two modifiers. So we've got the Hermit, interesting, and the 7 of Chalices. So the Hermit is talking about, now, the Hermit normally, right, people see the Hermit and they see it as being a card about separation, about separating yourself, about loneliness, about, disappearing into a cave for years on end. I see the Hermit as something slightly different. I see it as wisdom. Now, it's given us an opportunity. It's almost like looking into your own future, right? Because it's like time travel. You get to look at your future self and ask your future self what knowledge they need. But you get to do it from this point now, right? Let me just explain that. Because basically, for me, the Hermit is talking about, look, if you want to do X, Y, Z in 30 years' time, right? Say you want to be, I don't know, a rune master. This person's got runes, right? So say you want to be a runic master. So you want to gain the knowledge of the runes. You want to be able to cast the runes for divination, write in runic alphabets, carve it, all of that. You want to work with the runes, right? You want to do it physical work, as in carving and all of that. And you want the divinationary stuff, and you want to be able to run. So there's lots of different levels to that, right? So if that's where you're going to be in 20 years' time, what do you have to do this year to get that started? What do you have to do by 10 years time to get that started? You know, what are the steps that you need to take? What are the lessons you need to learn? And sometimes by looking at the hermit, you can kind of work backwards from the hermit and say, right, what does the hermit have? What knowledge does the hermit have to pass on to me? What knowledge, even though it's the future incarnation of you, what future you, Nanette, in 5, 10, 20 years time, what would she say to you right now about getting your act together and, you know, getting on with learning the runes so that you can learn to carve, and then you can learn, you know what I mean? What lessons would she impart? And so, yes, that might take the form of having to seclude yourself from certain people. But for me, the hermit isn't just about being a hermit. The hermit is a teacher, and the hermit is wise far, far, far beyond his years, even though he looks a bit like Gandalf the White or Gandalf the Grey. So it's this really interesting kind of vibe with the hermits. But then we've got, coming up with that, we've got the 7 of Cups, or the 7 of Chalices. Now, most of the time, the 7 of Chalices is talking about gifts and energies, but this time it's all linked to the kite, and we've got this energy that is blowing so strong, it's literally lifting you off your feet. So this energy is about following your heart, following things that actually spark joy. Okay, so you've got this element here as a complementary card set, as a clarifying card set. This would literally be saying, look, see within your heart, see the things that absolutely fill your cups, Nanette, right? I don't mean bra size cups. I mean, like, what fills your chalices? What is the nectar of the gods that you want to bring down and imbibe? What is that wonderful, wonderful feeling that you want to be able to encourage? That is so wonderful, so amazing. It's going to lift you up literally off your feet. And what with that, what are the lessons that you need to impart with that? You know what I mean? And that's what the cards are going to be asking you today. So it's interesting that you're asking a question, why am I having these dreams? And the cards are asking a question about what you want. So it's like, why am I dreaming about this? And it's like, but what do you want? What are you actually looking for in your life? So as always, once we have a card that drops, we're going to do your cut, and we see how determined the cards are. There we go. Interesting. Double cut. I might be the only person who finds the way the cards fall interesting, actually. But here we go. Oh, look, Nanette. Look. Out of 3 cards, 2 major arcana. So out of 5 in total, you've got 3 major arcana cards. Interesting, my darling. So we've got the Hangman. Can you see that there? You can't really, can you? Here we go. If I bring that down a little bit, there you go. So we've got the Hangman coming up in the past position. So this is all about waiting. So you're asking about why the boyfriend dreams, the ex-boyfriend dreams. Well, I think there's stuff that is unresolved from the past. This version of the Hangman's really interesting because, look, he's frozen over as the season has changed. He's been hanging there so long that he's frozen over. He's still not dead. Look, he's still alive. He's still got that sort of half smile on his face, but he's frozen over. And now, as the spring heat, as the spring light, the sun is hitting it, it's starting to thaw out the Hangman. And so the Hangman is all about patience anyway. It's about sacrifice. It's about like waiting and developing and waiting for the right time to move on. But this freezing out, I think there's been something under the surface that you've still been dealing with this. So there's been something that, like, whatever's been going on with the ex, it's like there's been some stuff that's been unresolved for the longest time. And I think it's one of these situations where now it could be, Nanette, and again, I don't know how the relationship ended. If it ended traumatically, it could be that now you're in a better place, a safer place. Now you're able to process the trauma. Okay. So it's one of those things that if for those of us, and again, I'm not counselor trained. This is, you take all of your own decisions about your own life. This is not counseling advice. But I know that when my own trauma from some events in my past resurfaced, it was at a time when I was able to deal with that. And so it was kind of like everything had been thawed, until I was ready, until I was able to, everything had kind of moved away from the immediate danger and the immediate problems in order for me to be able to process. And so this card feels very much like that. So I don't know how it ended, but it almost feels like the reason you're dreaming about him again is because now you're ready to actually get closure, proper closure, if that makes sense. Now in the present, we've got my favorite card ever. We've got my Empress, although she's a bit booby. So, you know, if you get easily offended by nipples, you're on the wrong fucking channel, because Jesus Christ, if nipples offend you, half the shit that comes out of my gob is going to absolutely offend you, isn't it? So, yeah. Right then. So, the Empress is all about abundance and all about that wonderful, nurturing, largely seen as feminine energy. You've got the triple moon element here. You've got the full moon element here coming in, arguably the sun, but it's not. And then you've got all of this, like in this picture, although that looks like it's a throne, if you kind of look, are you ready? I'm going to look. Does it not look like a veil, like a bride's veil with all the flowers cascading down it? Are you ready? Look. Hello, Gold. If you'd like a reading, just put the word question followed by your question into the live chat, and we'll get on those for you. So, yeah, Nanette, I think it's got that element of that sort of bridal springtime about it, which the Empress brings that nurturing family energy, but also, is she laden with milk? Is the question. You know what I mean? Is she ready to be the mother, the earth mother that she represents? But this coming in your present position, again, this is talking about, here we've got this cold, this dark sort of element of the hangman, which is waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, sacrifice. And then we've got the Empress coming in, where it's like, now it's time for you, now it's time for your energy to come through. And so now there's this whole different vibe about the situation, because we've gone from it being about him and endings to now you taking on a bit more control for yourself, but also it's you taking on a much fuller role in life. Does that make sense, Nanette? As you've like grown your channel and you're streaming a lot and you are, you know, talking to a lot of different people in a lot of different fields, and as you're, you know, engaging with people and enjoying it and getting people regularly to watch, apart from when my brain farts, but you've got all of this happening, right? So because of that, it's like this is your moment to shine. Do you know what I mean? And then we've got, coming up in the future position, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now, judging by this, you would think it was like a chalice cup, a chalice card. You think it would be about cups, about romance, the way that he's looking at her. But what you don't see, he's looking at her, but it looks to be that he's holding some coins. So he's not looking at her like, "Fraw, my lovely, get on that bed, you strumpet." No. He's looking at her like, "Well, Miss Tabitha, you, since employing you, my inn has made record profits. Maybe we need Madam Tabitha to come round again more often, because thank you, you've sold the gentleman lots of bottles of my high-priced wine, and in fact a flagon of beer." And it's that sort of, he's looking at her like, almost like you can imagine like he's the owner of the pub and she's like the manageress, and because she's there, she's a bit like Nancy and Oliver, where she's like, small measures, who would deny us these? You know what I mean? Sorry, small pleasures, and then gin toddies, large measures, no skimping if you please. So it's like she's the bawdy front of house that is making them all the money. So again, we've got this element coming in into the future where it's not about a partnership. It's not about the relationship with your ex-boyfriend anymore. But again, I think this is you getting closure, right? Bearing in mind we've got the Hermit and we've got the 7 here. I think this is you getting absolute closure from the end of this relationship, right? This is you absolutely moving on into your own field. And I think the cards, literally, it's almost like, look, it's almost like this is the past. These cards are representative of the past, or maybe more the Hermit. The Hermit's the lesson that you learnt with this. And then moving forward, you've got the joy coming in. Again, feminine energy. You've got the joy coming in here, which is leading you to your own empowerment and you've got a financial success that is going to come of it. So whether that is your channel, whether that's building a business, whether that is just, you know, finding ways to monetize what you're putting out there in the net, I think it looks good. It bodes well, put it that way. So I think overall, there's a very much before and after. And quite simply, I think it's one of those things, probably with dealing with like the Nightmare franchise as well. It's all about dreams. So your subconscious is dealing with dreams and dream demons and dream thoughts. And so it's going to be rife to bring up some interesting dreams. And then because it is stuff, again, as you've said before in the past, stuff that there's a little bit of unrequited and unresolved issues there. That's just a way of it coming to the forefront. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. Let me know if you can take that reading down in the live chat. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. But I do honestly get the impression, I think the way that your streams go, I think that you've got the potential to, I'm not going to say like be another Mr. Beast or anything like that. But I think you've got the potential to actually build quite a core little viewership, like a really good core base. Does that make sense? Because it seems that you're getting that now. It seems that you've got your regulars that come in. Like whenever I've jumped onto one of your live streams, it seems to be like you've got Heather and a few of the others that are in on a regular basis, and you've got people that you're collabing with on StreamYard. So all of that feels it feels like you've got some momentum, and I think you're starting to build that momentum now. So I think YouTube wise, I think it's looking good. And as I said before, it's a bloody expensive hobby, isn't it? But it is looking good for you that in that aspect. And I think that in your personal life, I think this is just the last kick of you to go, right, let's just get rid of that influence once and for all and deal with the trauma. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling Annette. Let me know in the comments. But yes, thank you ever so much for your question. Right, let me just pull the chair back up. I've been sat on this chair on the pre-live live, and then for about 20 minutes while I was sat here, you all should have seen it, right? Before the live stream starts at 7 o'clock UK time, right? So before we go live on this channel, I do an hour's live with the channel members over on, we've got a specific channel, a specific everything for the members, right? So hang out. Today I was bitching. Today I was bitching about a psychic fair that I've been to, Mind Body Spirit kind of festival, and some of the weird and wonderful folks that are there. And it was a really good event actually, but it was interesting. So before I came on the live, I was doing that. However, for half an hour before that live, I was sat here getting increasingly angry at the computer, who had blue screen of death me, and then was doing lots of Windows updates. So I was like, I can't even get on. So yeah, it was very annoying today. Right then, let's have a look. Yes, I think you can start to heal, my darling. I think that this is, do you know what I think? Right? And Patricia and Holland and Neil, anyone else who's like tuned in on this, this is where I'm going to sound like I'm talking about like 12th and 15th dimensional DNA history with a PTSD written into our DNA from the Big Bang, right? I'm not, but I feel well, partly I did a big ritual on the dark moon, actually, like the embers, the dying embers of the dark moon. I did a ritual, and then into the new moons, because I love that transformation of that night. I might have to do a video actually, the night of the new moon. Like there was a time that you can look up in all the almanacs, and well, online now, but you used to be able to get it in the almanacs, and there is the time that the new moon shows, and the immediate time before that is the darkest of the dark moon, right? Which is a perfect time for getting rid, a perfect time for destruction, a perfect time for protection. All of this stuff, it's an amazing energy that moon has, the last little oomph before it turns into a new moon, right? So I did a whole big thing there. And for me, I feel in the last, like this new moon into spring feels very different than the last couple of new moons, and it feels very much more positive, and it feels like, as much as the world is going to shit all around us, it feels like almost like the psychic readers have been, I don't know, almost like feels like we're gearing up in some way. I don't know if that, does that make sense? Does anyone else get that? Like it almost feels like there is a new energy coming through for those of us that are in tune. Anyway, let me know if you've got that sort of vibe, because I honestly feel like there is something. It's like it's the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. By the way, you'll have to excuse me today. My Stream Deck is not working. But also the last few times I have used my Stream Deck, I've been copyright struck for doing the "You've Got the Touch" and also the "Celebrate Good Times, Come On." Both of those little sound bites have got me into trouble. Anyway, right. No, I've done Annette. Thank you very much for your question, Annette. Firefly Magic. I always think, is it Joss Whedon's? I know he's cancelled, but is it like Firefly that ended up doing this? The film. What was the film called? Serenity. Is it that Firefly? I don't know. Firefly Magic, are you here in the live chat? Come and say hello, Firefly Magic. Oh, what are we going to... Firefly Magic's there. I just realised, mods, what are we going to do when we've called someone and we haven't got a red alert sound? Bugger. Firefly, right, I've got your question. I'm going to hit your timestamp, and I will write that down now, and I will hit your timestamp, and your reading will be coming up in less than 20 seconds. Yes, indeed. Right, let me just... Oh, hang on. Second, what's happening? My channel's gone. I've got your question in, Gold. I've got your question in. Right, okie dokie. Yeah, your reading is going to come up in 22 seconds time. Okay, right then. So, hang on, what are we on? Firefly. Here we go. So, I've got all sorts happening on my screen. Yes. What's that? Oh, you just like fireflies. Oh, fantastic. I just have to make the noise with my mouth. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that. Right, Firefly, I've got your question. I love reading, please. Any promising mutual romantic interest coming your way? Thank you. I will have a look. I feel like we're going to use the Tower of the Sweet Twilight. It's a little bit more weird and wonderful. It's a bit more esoteric, a bit more abstract, a bit more Salvador Dali-esque, sort of hints of Dali. So yeah, we're going to use that one then. So dragons. Firefly Magic would like to know, is there going to be any promising mutual romantic energy coming soon? That's what we want to know. Is there going to be some lovely getting jiggy with it, or some romantic type energy coming Firefly's way? That's what we want to know. Okay, that's what we want to know. Is there something good coming up very soon for Firefly Magic? Let's have a look. Right, it looks like we haven't got a card that's going to flip, so we haven't got a modifier for you, my darling. One more go round. There we go. So we can't say it's not been well and truly shuffled. There we go. Right then. Here we are, Firefly. Do your cuts. Oh, it's going to be a waterfall cut. Look, that's 3. It's trying to go again. Look, you can see the little line separating. Is it going? Yes, it was. Look at that. I think that's it now. I don't think those 4 are going to fall. There you go. A waterfall cut, which means the cards are really uncertain. Let's have a look. Right then. Having said that, we've got chalices straight off. So in the past position, we're looking at chalices. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do a past, present, future. We're going to do the one that I've got in front of me. So this is a general love reading, right? So the Three of Chalices. So other decks you would use the Three of Cups. Let me just see if I can move you a little bit closer. There you go. So we've got the Three of Chalices. So it's talking very much about things growing. Okay, so this is a card where it goes beyond the couple into the next sort of layers. Now, I'm not saying it's like a throuple, unless you're into that sort of thing, but it kind of feels like you're ready. I mean, look, it's like she sat there, she's literally got a decent frock on, a little bit of skin showing, she's got a glass of wine there's another glass of wine there's another glass of wine there, and she's kind of going, right then, I am waiting. Where is my future beloved betrothed to be? Like, come on, I'm waiting for them. I've built this lovely leaf, this cocoon chair leaf thing, and I'm just now waiting for this wonderful next moment to happen. Okay, so it feels very much, most of the time with the threes, it is talking about family. It's talking about, taking on the next step from having the pair, the couple, the lovers card. But this feels very different, doesn't it? It feels like this character is just sat there. It's almost like they're rolling their eyes. Their eyes are actually shut because it's like, oh, a little bit of wine, a little bit tipsy. But it's almost like they're rolling their eyes like, oh, for God's sake, come on, get on with it. The next card is going to be the card that you need to know. So what do you need to know? And we've got here the King of Wands. Now, this is interesting because the King of Wands is all about security, confidence, how you know yourself to be. So this is a really interesting card. Look, and you can see here, we've got the wand and we've got the King of Wands. But unlike other decks, although this is a fire symbol, it almost looks like he's taking on the tree, doesn't it, that the wand is from. So you've got this greenery around him, and you've got this character here with a similar green hair, and this character here with a similar green skin. But the King of Wands for me is always going to be about this authoritarian, this authority figure that is full of confidence, vibing confidence, not arrogant, very much not arrogant, but a very, very confident person, somebody who knows their sexiness, somebody who knows what they're good at and what they're not good at. They know their limits and they work within those limits very, very successfully. And it's somebody who, oh, how much can I reveal about my life without revealing too much about my life? Right. Okay. A friend of mine, genuinely, not this didn't happen to me, it happened to a friend of mine. A friend of mine was at a slightly adult event that may or may not involved people in leather. And she actually said to me one day, she said, Lisa, she said, do you know what? She said, the sexiest man that I've ever seen at one of these events was there. And I said, oh, yeah, okay. So, what was he wearing? And I'm expecting her to say like a rubber gimp suit or a cross, a harness, all of these things going through my mind about what sort of thing that I thought she was going to say was the hottest, most sexiest dude. And she went, no, Lisa, all he wore was a pair of black jeans and a silk scarf. Oh, and I was like, okay. She said, but he had this confidence about him. He just looked at you and you knew that if he chose you, you were going to have the time of your life that night. And I was like, oh, okay, a bit too much information, but it's that sort of vibe that this character gets. Okay. So it's like, I don't know whether this is, it's in the need to know position. So I don't know, Firefly, whether this is what you need to sort of possess. You need to bring this and manifest this, right? You need to live this. Look at me. I know that I am sexy. I know that I am hot. I know that I am worthy of a lover that's going to treat me well. And I you know what I mean? Like, you need to live that and believe that vibe to bring that forward. The other thing it could be is that the future partner for Firefly, the future Mr. Ms. or Mix Firefly could well be this person here. Who knows? And then we've got here in the opportunity. So the opportunity for love and romance, we've got the Queen of Swords, but she is reversed. Now, swords normally means for me trouble and strife, challenges. So I think that the romance element is coming in. It feels like there's going to be a challenge here. So whether the challenge is you not feeling your sexiest badass self, or whether this is you kind of not finding, how can I put it? Like almost not finding this sort of confidence attractive. You know what I mean? But it feels very much like, I think that this is, so my personal interpretation of this would be that this is what you need to believe, right? You need to believe that you are hot and sexy and confident and all of these things, and that you are sometimes, right, you think to yourself, oh, I had a really good day today. Somebody said something and I answered and I was so quick and it was so funny. And then somebody else did something and I was like, oh yeah, blah! And I said this thing and they laughed and it was so funny. And I was so good at this. Like, you want to have one of those days, but then continue feeling that vibe of, I have this, I have got this. That's what that's what this is saying. And the opportunity, I think, here is coming in with this Queen of Swords. So I think there's going to be some challenges to you to feel this, but I don't think it's going to, I put it this way, I don't think that the love of your life is going to come wandering in until you can imbibe and exude this confidence. Okay, I think that's what you need to find. Dragons, I want to know, what does Firefly need to do? So we've got need to know, the confidence. What do they need to do to bring this to fruition, to bring this love energy in? We've got the challenge. What do we need to do to overcome the challenge? And we've got the Knight of Wands. Ah, right. Okay. So the Knight of Wands, once again, confidence. But this is the Knight, and the Knight is that, this is really interesting. So the Knight is that normal rebellious teenage energy. You know, that energy where it's still like, rah, we need to, you've told me I can't go and do that, but sod it, I'm going to go and do this anyway, blah, blah, blah. This is that energy bringing in. So it's like, even if you don't feel it, you've got to fake it. Like, whatever, there's something coming up, because this challenge isn't that far off, Firefly. So something is coming up and you're going to have to be this amazing, like, you know what I mean? You're going to need to have this confident boost. And this is all about fake it till you make it. This is all about, look, you might not feel it, but bloody well do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what this card is talking about, right? So the knights are the ones that go rushing in, right? They pick up the quest, the side mission, the full quest, whatever it is. Off they go on their horses with all their armor. Boom, boom, boom. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Oh, look, I've got the holy cup of whatever, and now I'm coming back with the holy grail. Now I'm coming back with the holy charger plate, and now I'm coming back with, you know what I mean? They're the ones that go off and do all these quests. So this is really talking about the fact that you need to just, even though you don't feel this confidence at times, and even though I think this is going to be your biggest challenge, is finding this confidence within yourself, there's something coming up. And I would say it's within the next couple of months at maximum, because I don't tend to see more than 2 months into the future, 6 weeks normally. But there's something coming up where you're going to have to, I don't know whereabouts you are in the world, Firefly, but in the UK, we would say you need to put on your big girl pants. Right. And it doesn't matter what gender you are or anything else. Like, big girl pants, it literally just means that you need to put on your pants, pull your socks up, pull yourself up by your boots, whatever sort of reference you want. And you have to basically just get on with it. And that is what this card is saying. OK, so there is going to come a challenge, and it is going to involve your confidence, and it is going to involve something where you're going to have to fake it until you make it. And that is going to be what gets you into the next love cycle to come. I really honestly think that, because this 3, it's like, she's done waiting. I ain't being funny. Like, look, you can see she's just like, do you know what, bored of this, absolutely bored of this. I've drunk all my wine, sod it, I'm going to get another bottle. And that's what I think you need to sort of do to move on. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? I hope so. I hope that makes some sense, my darling. Let me have a look over on the live doodah, the live chat, because if you're new here, I don't tend to see the chat. I don't tend to see the chat while I'm doing a reading. So yes. NA, we've got your question in. Amira, you can ask a question, but you haven't asked anything so far. You've just put question in. So you can put your question in, but then you need to follow it with your question. So you need to know what your question is, my darling. Yes, Holland just said that, and so did Ed. Yeah, absolutely. You do need to work on your confidence. Trust me, I have got that biggest vibe. But there is something here, right? There is something here. Now, this Queen of Swords, she's going to be a bit of a thorn in your side. So I don't know whether this is somebody who's going to say something, be a little bit bitchy, a little bit barbed with a comment. But there's something coming that you are going to have to deflect by basically going, yeah, wow, look at me. I'm so with it. I've got my shit together so much. It's not even affecting me what you say. And not just say it, but believe it. There you go, my darling. Hopefully that helps. But that is going to unlock your next love cycle. Whatever that cycle is, whatever's coming, you need to have this confidence element, because it's almost like you never know who's watching you. You never know what situation you're in. And it's like those, is it Dharma videos on Facebook, and I'm assuming on YouTube as well, you know, where they're like, hang on, I'm going to click to the other camera. It's always done the same, isn't it? Because it's always like the woman in the shop, the shop woman, the shop girl, like gets talked down to by a customer. No, it's like the woman in the shop talks down to a customer. It's like a customer goes in, looks just like jeans and a t-shirt into this fancy highfalutin fashion store. And the shop assistant like looks down her nose and says, you know, are you sure you can afford being in here? It's a very expensive shop. Oh, I don't think this is for you. And then she ends up like ushering, and the woman's like, oh no, can I see the most expensive shoes? Can I try these on? And the shop assistant's always like, no, I don't think, I don't know. And then it turns out, like in the next scene, you see her walking in, she says, oh, I'm just going to take these. And then you see like the manager of the shop girl comes out and she says, oh, hi, Miss Lorraine. You know, thank you. Yes, of course. Oh no, please take the shoes with us. Yes, now I'll just sign them off in the back. And then the shop assistant's like, excuse me, like, why are you letting her steal those shoes? And then the manager woman says, do you not know that's like Miss Lorraine? She now owns the business as well as 17 other stores. So if she wants a pair of shoes, she can take a pair of shoes. And there's always that moment, isn't there, where it's like, where you've got this, oops moment. That confidence, right? I know it's a long-winded story because it always is with me, but that confidence, that moment's going to come. That Queen of Swords is going to completely and utterly belittle you, and she's going to expect you to just take it, right? Just to be a little mouse in the corner, squeak, squeak, squeak. And she's going to say something catty or bitchy or barbed, and she's going to, yeah. And then you need to come back with really sort of like with poise, with dignity, with everything else, and just be like, okay, if that's what you believe, and to literally just like, no skin off my nose, absolutely nothing for me to concern myself about. No, not going to worry. And at that moment, because you come back with that attitude, that's going to unlock something. It's like someone's going to see it, they're going to remember you. There's something about that that's coming up, and it's within the next 6 weeks. Absolutely within the next 6 weeks. I would even say closer to beginning of May. So closer to the next 2 to 3 weeks, this Queen of Swords character is going to come in with this barb, and you're going to need to be prepared, basically. So get your poker face on, where you're just like, nope, I don't need that. Thank you very much. I am wonderful. Get that going. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I've gone way off in all sorts of tangents tonight, haven't I? Yeah, absolutely, my darling. But yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. You'll be absolutely fine. And that is going to unlock the next love energy. And I don't know when that's coming in, but that is when that's going to be unlocked at that point. Right then, we're going all over the place tonight. We really are, aren't we? Let me have a look. Pretty Woman vibe. Oh, I don't think I remember the film. I know it's got. I was going to say Sandra Bullock. It's not, is it? Julia Roberts and George? Is it George Clooney? Can't remember. Richard Gere. It's Richard Gere, isn't it? But I couldn't tell. I know she's a prostitute and like he falls in love with her or something, but I've got no idea anything else that happens in the story. But doesn't he buy her a dress, a red dress or something that she's in the video on the video case with? Because you know I'm old. Yeah, on the DVD poster. Oh gosh. Right, anyway, let's have a look at who's up next. Flower Beauty, if you're here, my darling, come and say hello in the live chat. Come and say hello in the live, Flower Beauty, and I will get your question up for you next. NA and Gold, you'll be in after that. Amory, hang on. Amara, we need your question, Amara. Amara, we need your question, please. Flower Beauty. Oh no. Flower Beauty, please say you're here with us. Please. I can't press any buttons because my buttons aren't working tonight. Flower Beauty, please let me know if you're here. Come and say hello in the live chat. This is your second call, my darling. The second call for Flower Beauty. Let's put a little... There we go. Flower Beauty, come and say hello in that there live chat, please. Oh, I can't even tell how loud the music is. Right, I can't put the music on either then, can I? Gosh. Nope. I think Flower Beauty. Oh no. Flower Beauty will come back to you. Nah, if you're here in the live chat, come and say hello. Nah, NA, come and say hello, my darling, if you're here on the live chat. We'll keep Flower Beauty's question in for tonight only because we've only got a couple of questions in tonight. So we'll keep Flower Beauty's question. Oh no, I've just deleted it. Oh, pants. Right, let me jump all the way back in the chat. Nah, if you're here, NA, nah, if you're here, come and say hello. Come and say hello, Nah. It looks like Nah's not here either. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no. This is the joys of live television. No, live YouTube. Could you imagine me on live TV? God, would be taken off air with my random swearing. I know, right? Can you believe I actually used to do radio back in the day? And I never once swore on air. I know, right? I can't find where Flower Beauty's question is. Ed, if you see it in the chat, can you star it for me? Let's have a look let's have a look at the live comments. Oh, hang on. My comments have just jumped. Nah is here. Fabulous. I've got you, Nah. Fantastic. I've got you. Thank you, Ed. I've just seen it pop up. Is Sag going to contact me in the future? Going to contact me in the future? Right, my darling. I've got the Wheel of the Year tarot deck and I'm going to spin that for you. See, because it's the Wheel of the Year. Do you see what I did there? I'm going to do that for you straight after this. There we are. Fantastic. So then I'm going to say nah. Is that okay? Is that a decent enough pronunciation? I do apologize. My pronunciations, I do tend to murder most words and most names. So yeah. Gold is here as well. Thank you, Patricia. So then nah, your question is SAG going to contact me in the future? So dragons, that's what we want to know. Is SAG going to contact Na in the future? Let's have a look. Oh, we've had a card completely fly. Completely fly. Well done, Wispy. So we've got your modifying card. It was just the one. Yes, it was. And it came up that way in the stream. So we've got the 4 of Wands. Ah, okay. So this is talking about building building things for a wider family, for a wider community, for building something for longer term fun, basically. So that's interesting. Right, let's see what we've got then. So let's see what is going on now. Let's have a look. We're going to do the doodah. Here we go. Fantastic. Fantastic. So in the recent past, so this is the energy that's leading up to where we are now, right? And we've got the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Chalices. Now, I think looking at this, I don't know whether you were only just starting out in a relationship or whether there was, it kind of fizzled out before it could get started, but it's got that sort of vibe because the aces for me are all about new energy. Okay, so this is brand new energy where it's like this is a new start, a new venture, and chalices is all about your love, your feelings, your emotions. Okay, so it feels very much like you've got this new relationship. And I don't know why. All I keep thinking, right, when I say I think it fizzled out before it had a chance to get going, the reason I'm like, my brain literally just went, there's a candle and it's snowing and there's no glass domey bit. So that's going to fizzle out. And that's what I think the relationship did. I think like it almost got washed out or snowed out before you had a chance to get going. And I think that's something that it's coloring everything that you're doing here, because it's kind of like you wanted this to go somewhere and it's almost like it was set up to go somewhere and then it got derailed a little bit and it just kind of went. It's almost like that thing when you go, oh, I'll meet you next week, and then next week happens and you go, oh, actually I can't meet you next week. I've got a doctor's appointment on Thursday, but I can probably do, Tuesday of the next week. And you go, okay, we'll do it then. And then next week comes and you go, oh, bugger, my roof just collapsed. So I can't meet you on Tuesday now because I've got builders come around. And it just never, ever happens. You know what I mean? It's like there's always an excuse. There's always a reason. And they're valid. None of it's a lie. It's just you never quite manage to reconnect back on that road again. Now, in the present position, we've got the 8 of Chalices, but this is reversed. Now, look, we've got the situation where you've got one character who is looking at all of these cups and this other character who is walking away from the situation. Now, we've got tears, we've got a hanky, and so we've got this situation where one person's kind of walked away from the other, but this was reversed. So it almost feels to me, it's almost like, look, hang on, if we do it in the reversal, it's like this person has walked away, but I don't think this bit has come to fruition. Does that make sense? So it's almost like the loved one has walked off, and then you're here going, oh, am I supposed to cry? Like, because I don't feel like crying. Like, yeah, it's sad, but like, I didn't really know you that well. I'm not really going to cry. Or if this is you, if you're the one that kind of walked away, it's like, oh, well, see ya. It could have been nice, but it just wasn't the right time. And then the other person's then been left like, oh, boohoo, boohoo, boohoo. But I think that from your question, I think the SAG walked or ended up going in a different direction. And I think you're the one that was like, oh, but this could have been this actually, like we were doing this and this was really nice. and now you're just walking away because, like, we could still meet up. You know, next Tuesday you're free, I'm free. Let's just go for coffee. But that's definitely what it feels like. Now, also with the Eight of Cups or Eight of Chalices, there's this feeling that kind of it's when it comes in reverse, it's that feeling of things being cut short before their time. You know what I mean? It's like you've put a lovely rose bush in your garden and you've grown it for 3 years to get these wonderful champion roses, and the bush finally this year has come to buds and you've got all these buds on it, and just at that moment you go, can't be asked for that anymore, I'm just going to dig it up. It's like all that work's gone into it, and then just at the last minute it just falls flat. And then the future position, look at the name of the card. Now, this is reversed, right? So this is the Lovers reversed. Now, you're asking, is SAG going to contact you in the future? I don't know whether this is SAG, but I do think that there is definitely a connection coming in here. Now, whether this is the same connection or not, I'm not entirely certain. It doesn't necessarily mean it is. But the fact that this is reversed would seem to suggest to me that, yes, you are going to end up possibly either coming back to a relationship or rekindling something or giving something a second go. Let's give it a proper go. Like, it's that sort of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, go on, we'll give it a proper go, especially because we bring back in the Four of Wands, which is about building something that's going to be fun, but also building something for the longer term. And I think that comes in here with this Lovers card. Now, this isn't going to happen immediately. It's probably not going to happen within the next 6 weeks, as I normally read for up to 6 weeks. But this is still coming along, like it's down the tracks a little way. How this happens, I don't know whether you need to contact SAG and just basically go, oh, yes, SAG, you're right. Like, what's going on? Hello, you're right. Why don't you give me a ring or something? And maybe, you know, if you're still, I'm free on Tuesday if you want to go. Oh, you're free as well. Oh, how interesting. Fancy a coffee then? Oh, yeah, we'll do that then. It's almost like you might have to be the one that makes that step. But it does absolutely feel like there is going to be this reconnection because of this Four. And it does feel like the thing that you're going to be building towards is going to be a fun longer term thing. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. So yeah, thank you very much for your question, Na. Hopefully that makes some sense, and hopefully you can take that reading. But listen, if you do end up, right, and I've got to say this on behalf of Patricia in the chat as well, if you do end up, right, back in a relationship with SAG, right, say if you do end up back in a relationship with this person and it progresses to the point where you go beyond the lovers into married, kids and all of that, me and Patricia are desperate to get an invite to a wedding, so we've got an excuse to go and buy lovely wedding hats, because we would buy lovely matching wedding hats, right? And if we can't be there in person, we'll be there on Zoom with our matching wedding hats. So if that's going to happen, whatever happens in the next few weeks with you and SAG, please come back in and let us know on a Tuesday or Sunday evening when we're live streaming, because not only are me and Patricia desperate to get our wedding hats, even on a Zoom call, we're desperate for the excuse, right? We're also just nosy bitches and we just really want to know. So yeah, so if that goes the way that the cards are suggesting, then please let us know, because we're just like a bit of a gossip, really. So but yeah, thank you very much for your question, Na, and that is that is your question for tonight. Gold, oh, you've got the hat already. See, Patricia's already bought the hat. She didn't even tell me that. We've got a color coordinate as well. So if Patricia's gone for lilac, I'll go for deep purple. If she goes for pink, I'll go for ruby. You know, all of these things, we've got to make sure we're in the same color family, but not clashing. I know, right? They're complicated. But yeah, let us know now how things go in the weeks to come. And yeah, thank you very much for your question. Right then, Gold, always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in you are gold. You knew, everybody that's here regularly knew as soon as something that would come up with an 80s type musical connection that I was going to sing it, because unfortunately that's the way my ADHD brain goes. But yes, right, okay, so Gold, your question is there a possibility I will have a boyfriend this year? We're going to get to that straight after this wonderful little timestamp.
we have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Right then, Gold, let's have a look. Is there a possibility I will have a boyfriend this year? So then, Gold, before we go any further, can I ask how old you are, my darling? Because obviously that might have an implication. If you're 97, then, you know, time might be running out, my darling. Let's be honest. If you are, you know, 22, you might have a lot more time in the world. So yeah, how old are you, my darling? Let us know in that their live chat. Oopsie, oopsie. Right, let's have a thing. If it looks, oh gosh, my hands are not working. We might even finish early tonight. I know we never finish early on a Sunday. Never, ever, ever finish early on a Sunday. I do need to get better at putting the doodah out on the YouTube, not on the YouTubes. This is YouTube. On the Instagram, that's what it is, and Twitter, because that didn't go out today, unfortunately. But let's have a look, Gold. Let's have a look. Is there a possibility? Oh, nope, I didn't flip it. I just dropped it. Right, one more round, dragons. One more round. And the last bit. Ah, no, Wispy. We're not chucking 4 cards around. If you want 1 card to flip, okay, or 2. We did 2 earlier. We've got 2 now again. Oh my gosh, we've got another Naked Empress and the King of Pentacles this time. So these are your modifying cards. So we've got the Empress card. Now the Empress is all about abundance, nurturing energy, abundant energy, very maternal, feminine type energy. And the King of Pentacles is all about money. Money, and authority. So there's this, I mean, the king is a step down from the emperor, who the empress is normally paired with, but not by a lot. So it feels like there is a connection here. So you're asking about boyfriend, and will you have a boyfriend this year? Possibly. We've got this king. Now this could represent work. This could represent an element where you are, like, it could be somebody at work, it could be something where you are like earning a decent amount of cash, and especially coming up with this Empress, it could also be that yes, there is this couple in the cards, because this is a really good, it's not quite the Emperor Empress, but it's a very, very good pairing of these two. Right, bear with me, I'm just going to take a slurp of my coffee, so I'm just going to silence you for 2 seconds. There we go. Sorry about that. I've got, because of my ADHD, I've got misophonia, or ADD, sorry. I've got misophonia, which means like drinking sound, chewing sounds, anything like that goes straight through me. So if I drink my coffee, I've got to have it, you know, silenced or something. Right. So then, Gold, let's have a look for your cut. Are we going to have a straightforward cut? Oh, we are. Right in, well, a third. It's not bad. Right. Oh, gosh. Really? Wow. Okay. Wow. Out of 5 cards, 4 of them are major arcana. So 4 of them are big shouty cards. Let me just pull this one back up there. Look at that. So in the past, we've got the Fool. So this version of the Fool always makes me laugh, because we've got this almost, it's almost a clock or watch strap, but it's got elemental symbols on it and this wheel, and the Fool is just going to wheel straight off the cliff. Just straight off the cliff. And he hasn't even got, in this one, the Fool hasn't even got his dog to stop him. He's just got these butterflies. Look, these butterflies are not going to stop anyone going off that cliff, are they? You know what I mean? But we've got the Fool. Now, this does not mean that you are a fool. It means that there is a start of a new venture that's happened recently. So whether you've completely changed a career path, could be career, or whether you've decided to just start out on this great big new adventure for the first time, the Fool is all about that youthful innocence. Now, it isn't at all saying that you're foolish or naive. the reversal could mean that, but this is literally just saying that actually you're starting out, so you are fresh, you are new. It's like, you know, I always say, a newborn baby, not a newborn baby, but a small child, right, will put their finger in a cup of coffee. You'll go, it's hot, and they'll go, ow, just to see what hot means and how hot, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you're an alien from another planet and you come down, you don't know that coffee is hot, and you put your finger in, at that point it's like, oh, ow, ow, because it's new knowledge. And the fall is all about that. It's that brand new, everything is you're seeing the world for the very first time, and it feels very much like that is what is starting here. So it could be that this is about a brand new relationship, or it could be a change in your attitude and like in the way that you handle yourself, Gold, where you're like, you're going, no, do you know what, just because things have gone a bit bad in the past, we're actually going to move forward, and we're going to move forward in a very, very different way. And this new energy where everything is like, it's like you're seeing the dawn for the first time. It's like in Interview with the Vampire, when they go into the cinema and they see the sunrise for the first time since they got turned into vampires. It's this wonderful, like this newness. Everything is new. And then we go to the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is reversed, but the Chariot for a lot of people means movement or journey. For me, it's got that connotation, but it also means victory, because we've got this element where the chariots of old, they weren't just like, jump on the back of my wagon and we'll go into town and, you know, we'll trade our sheep for your potatoes. You know, it wasn't that. The chariots were for fighting and racing and for competition. And so the chariot itself, normally the person that's in the lead is carrying some sort of statuette or some sort of trophy. Can be a sword, can be all sorts of things. In this case, it's a glowing sunflower, and they're dressed in this finery. Like, this is not somebody that is struggling. This is somebody here, look, who is in there. They have got the drip, you know what I mean? They are fully dripped out. And so it's all about this victorious journey, but this is reversed. Now, when you're talking about, are you going to get a boyfriend, and you've got this victorious journey, it's something saying that I don't think that this is something that you are going to, how can I put it? I don't think it's something that you are going to be proactive on. Put it that way. I don't think this is where you're going to be proactive. I don't think this is a journey that you are in control of. Put it that way. Like, the horses are taking you down this path. This is not one that you are exactly determining which direction your love life is going in, Gold. And because of that, again, it's really bringing back the fact that we've got these two big cards coming up here, in amongst all of these big cards, because the future, we've got the Hangman. Now, the Hangman is all about patience, right? So the Hangman is all about patience, and it's all about sacrifice. So I think that I don't tend to see more than 6 weeks, 2 months ahead. So I don't think there's much movement happening in the next couple of months, right? To be honest with you, I don't. I do see that there is some overriding story arc, put it that way, right? For this year, we are headed towards a relationship, and it's going to be quite a warm and nurturing relationship because of the Empress energy. And I think it's going to be almost equals, because we've got the King and the Empress, and they're not quite fully aligned, but they're kind of aligned. And because the Pentacles is coming in, it could even be a relationship that comes through from work or something like that. But there is this absolute connection that is coming in here between these two characters, and it feels very much like this is going to be something that you are going to have to wait for. Does that make sense? It's overall, right? Let me sum this up really, really quickly, right? I know, right? I never do sum ups, but I think you are starting out in a new place with a new eyes, new feelings, new everything. Maybe you've purged all memory of the last relationships, and now you are moving on. The Chariot comes in with this sense of movement, but also with this sense of victory. And I don't think that is yours. I think this is something where whether you're licking your wounds from having to restart, or whether you are, you know, just in a geographical kind of movement that you're not wanting to go somewhere. It feels a little bit unbalanced until we get the hangman coming in, and the hangman energy brings back this sacrifice, this waiting for the better time, waiting for the better moment. And then after all of this, somewhere over here down the timeline is where these cards come in. I think the future echoes, as I call it, like the ripples. If you throw a stone in the future here, right? So say this is December. You throw a stone in December in the timeline, right? It will ripple out. Obviously, if you are in December and you're moving forward, you're moving with the ripples. But if that stone is a new relationship and you throw that into the time stream in December, the echoes of it start coming back. So at some point, you've got to meet the person you're going to be in a relationship with. And at some point, you've got to exchange numbers with the person you're going to go be in a relationship with. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if this is the person you're marrying in 2025, 2026, whatever it is, if that's the person you're marrying, then what are the echoes all the way back to when you first meet? Like, what are all those little ripples? And that's what we're talking about here. And that's where these two come in. Hopefully, Gold, that makes some sense. Sorry, I feel like I'm very waffly today. I'm getting very long, drawn out, esoteric blooming messages from the cards today. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense, Gold. I do think it's good. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I do see there is definitely potential for, oh, and this boyfriend, by the way, this boyfriend energy, it isn't quick, easy energy. This isn't a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This isn't a quick thing. This is a much, it almost feels like the one. It almost feels like the one. The connection between the King of Pence and the Empress is it's stronger for me. Those two cards, that connection is stronger for me than with the Emperor and Empress, because the Emperor for me is quite cold. So if I had to put two cards in the deck together in a heterosexual sort of relationship, it would be my gorgeous, wonderful Empress with the King of Pence. So I think that for me, and the way that the cards are illuminated for me, I think that is almost an ideal situation. So yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, Gold. Thank you very, very much for your question, and hopefully we will see you next time. Thank you very much for being here. Let me know in the comments if you can take that question. Right then, Flower Beauty, Sue Barris. Hello, Sue, my darling. Long time no see. Hang on, my darling. Let me change cameras. There we go. Let me move that one out of the way. Hello, my darling. We haven't seen you for a long time. I hope you're okay, Sue. Yeah, I really do hope you're okay, actually, my darling. I really, really, really do. We haven't seen you for ages. I'll happily do your question tonight. I think Gold might have buggered off, you know. I think Gold might actually have buggered off. I think I might have done that entire reading and Gold wasn't even here. But anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Right. Let me just, I'm going to hit the doodah. Oh, and also, I might have a little bit of advanced knowledge of something that I plan to do for the whole of May. Yeah. Let me do this. Hang on. I'm going to hit a magic button and then I'll tell you about what's coming up in May. Which button do I want to press, by the way? Which button do I want to press? I'm going to press this one. Right then, everybody, let me just have a little look-see. So, who have we got on the... Oh, why have I got lots of things coming up? Yay. Right, let me have a look. Flower Beauty. Did I just call your name, Flower Beauty? Flower Beauty, are you here? Flower Beauty! I saw you pop up. And now you're gone. Flower Beauty! Flower Beauty! Come back and join us, Flower Beauty! So, May. What am I going to be doing in May? Well, I have found out that I have the ability to gift memberships. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So to celebrate the fact that we are happily over, Flower Beauty, come and say hello. Come and say hello, Flower Beauty. To celebrate the fact that we are happily over 1,000 subscribers, even though we're very, very far away from being monetized on this channel. You will see video adverts, by the way, on my videos. I don't get a single penny from that. YouTube takes everything, because I am not in any way, shape or form monetized yet, because I haven't hit that 4,000 hours. But what I've decided to do for next month, I was going to do it in June because it's summer solstice and all of that, but I think I'm going to do it in May, because we've got the coronation in May. There's 2 bank holidays in May. It's Rufus's birthday in May, so it just feels like it's a good month to do lots of giveaways. And knowing my luck, it's probably when, oh no, it wasn't when I started this channel. I started this channel in December. But anyway, I'm going to do some giveaways next month. I don't know whether to do it on just the Sundays or the Sundays and the Tuesdays. And every single stream, I'm going to give away 1 month's free membership to somebody, to the buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, to the coffee club members. Okay, so one person each month, each week for the month of May will get a 3 month subscription to the membership over there at the I don't know what level to do it at. Actually, I might do it at the, what are the levels? Hang on. What do people get? Let's have a look at what people get before I say what I'm giving away. Yeah, at the highest level, where you get my blood, my firstborn child, my soul. I haven't got one of those, so it's fine. Right, I can't even click on my own buttons here because I'm on the back end of something. Where's the doodah gone? So we've got the I've done that. It's not coming up. Bear with me, everybody. Sorry, today is one of those streams. I knew it would be. I know I said I was going to be so sorted, didn't I, today? Yeah, the cappuccino with cocoa level, right, which is a £20 a month level, is the highest level that we do. You get sneak peeks of all the videos, unlock exclusive posts and messages, access to the library. Now that is starting. That is going to start rolling out maybe in May. It's going to start rolling out. And also you'll get a full 10-card tarot reading sent on video. So you get a free 10-card tarot reading, and that's worth anything up to, wow, anything up to 40 quid, as I learned yesterday at a psychic fair. So yes, so there's lots happening. It looks like Flower Beauty has definitely gone for the second time. So if it's all right with you, Holland, I'm going to bump you and go straight to Sue, and then I'll do you after, Holland, if that is okay, my darling. Right then, Sue Barris. Oh, hang on, is that Flower Beauty in the live? No, I think Flower Beauty's gone. So then, Sue, I'm going to do your question, my darling. So Sue's question is there. Sue, just come and confirm you're still here on the live stream. We've had lots of people drop out tonight. The interwebs have been pretty shocking, actually. I keep getting messages coming up on my screen with a little... I don't know what it's called. What's the internet symbol? What's that called? You know, where you got the 3 bars or the 5 bars. What's that called? I can't remember what that is. My brain is not functioning. You know, that like signal strength or something. Well, that keeps coming up on my doodah on the computer, basically going oopsie, bad connection. So hopefully it's okay. Is that the Wi-Fi thing? I don't know what it is. I don't do technology. I did watch Captain Picard, Star Trek Picard, though. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. Right, Sue, right. Not getting sidetracked. Sue, your question is coming up right now. I will hit your timestamp and here it is. Right then, Sue, let's swap cameras. hopefully you can all hear me. I'm really not used to having the speakers off. It's really disconcerting. Really can't hear myself at all. Right then, breast enlargement choices. What? Oh God, I wish. No, I've got one more hospital thing next month. And then after that, hopefully, if that goes well, we won't have a hospital thing for a year. I'm done with enough hospitals, even though I wouldn't mind even bigger knockers than I've got. But yeah, show off with the Amazon video thingy. I have to, it's only because I've got, do you know what it is, Ed? Right? I've got Amazon Prime. And because I've got Amazon Prime to get deliveries and things like quicker and not have to pay for it, it works out. We use Amazon a lot. Like most of what you see in this room in terms of, you know, recording equipment and stuff all came from Amazon. And so it's one of those things where, as much as I dislike using the big corporate conglomerate because of prices, unfortunately, the reality is that I have to use it. So because we've got Prime, you kind of get the Prime Video for free on top of that. So yeah, and then of course Star Trek. So yo, it's very good as well. It's very good. If you message me, Ed, I might be able to send you an email and password that you can access me Prime on. Yeah, drop me a message and I'll see if I can remember to do it. Anyway, right, Sue. Sorry, we're just chatting about other things. You see, I'm so easily distracted. Right, dragons. The lovely Sue would like to know, career-wise, what does the next few months look like? So normally, Sue, we say I can only see up to about the next 6 weeks, clearly. But we'll ask the dragons. So we'll ask the dragons for. We'll do dragons. What we'll do is we'll do 3 cards as normal, and then I want a 4th card, which will be a vague 6 weeks after the 3rd, right? So we do 6 weeks, and then that one would take us to 12. To 12 weeks. Okay, so 6 weeks, 3 months. That's what we want, dragons. So I have to explain it to the dragons so that they know when I'm doing the shuffling. Look, card. We've got 2. Why? Oh no, we've got loads. That wasn't one. That was loads. Sorry, I got dead excited then about the fact we'll have a modifying card. But no, when there's loads, that's just my poorly hands because I've been on stream for a little bit. Right, let's have a look. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Right, dragons. Career-wise, what does the next few months look like for Sue Barras? We haven't had a card flip. This is the last round, dragons. Jesus Christ, that is me throwing all the cards. Stop it. That's a card flip. That's a card flip. Thank you, Wispy. What have we got? We've got the world. Oh my God. So the world is your oyster. We don't need any more cards. It's going to be amazing. Now, I think career-wise, if you are looking for a new job, you're entering into a period now where there is going to be so much opportunity coming your way. Literally, the world means everything is opening up to you. It's almost like, you know, like when COVID happened and everything shut down, and then bit by bit the world started opening up. Imagine that the entire world shut down and then reopens in one fell swoop, like on the same day. It was like it was reopening day or something. So imagine, like, I don't know, June the 1st is International Reopening Day. So after everything being shut down for ages, June the 1st comes along and everything suddenly opens and there's all this opportunity. This is like that card, right? This is like that June 1st opening day. This is bringing in all of the energies we've got in this card. You can see we've got elements of water, we've got elements of with the blue, we've got elements of winter, we've got yellow for the sun, we've got white coming through for the air, we've got the leaves coming through, we've got the green, we've got the red for fire, we've got all of the elements depicted on the cards. We've got these sunflowers and what looks to be maybe poppies or something coming in with the wheat here. We've got like her hair coming through, we've got this crown with the symbols on. So we've got the symbol for the god. We've got, I think that's one of the goddess symbols. I can't quite see it because I haven't got my glasses on clearly. So everything here is coming in. Okay, so as a modifying, clarifying card, it basically means I think you've got some good energies coming your way. So if you're looking for work, or you're looking for a if you're looking for work or looking for a doodah, a what's it called, a promotion, that is what is coming. If that makes sense, that is what is coming. Right, so let's do your drop. Here we go. So what have we got? Let's have a look. And then I did say to the dragons we'll have a fourth card, so we're going to put the fourth card face down there. Right, the Empress again for the third or fourth time today. Right, okay, so we've got the energy that's coming up and that that's leading up to today. We've got the Three of Chalices reversed. Now look, the Three of Chalices is quite often seen as the Furies or the Three Graces, the three doodah, what's it called, the Three Amigos. No, the three I can't remember, but there's like lots of classical connotations with the Three Maidens, and so the when we're talking about cups, we're talking about your emotions, and when we're talking about the three, we're talking about there being new life, new growth, all of these things. But this has come up in reversed. So I think that work-wise, whatever was happening, it's like there was a moment career-wise recently where something hatched, something changed, right? And it changed it changed quite majorly, if that makes sense. And it was a change that you don't like. So it's almost like this egg is hatched and everyone's looking forward to what happens when the egg hatches, but instantly this bird is going to try and peck your eyeballs out. And it's like whatever this change is, at work everyone's going, oh, it's going to be great, oh yeah, this is going to be wonderful, yeah, and you're instantly going, oh no, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. Nah. And there's something here where you are literally like, yeah, no, that's not for me. Thank you, Patricia. I was thinking of the Three Norms because I'd already said the Three Graces, but yeah, also Triple Goddess. Thank you. See, I'm glad somebody's brain works. So yeah, so you've got this element here where it feels like everything's been upheaved. Everything's been upturned. Because you've got this new interloper, and it's almost like, is it the cuckoos that lay their eggs in other birds' nests? So you've almost got this cuckoo energy that's coming in and going, ha ha, cuckoo, and you're like, bugger, that's not actually where you're supposed to be. In the present, we've got the Queen of Chalices. So there's a lot of, I think career-wise, I think you put your heart and soul into your work. I think it's more than just a paycheck. It's more than just, oh, I'll go and work for Amazon. Oh no, now I'm going to go and work for IBM. Now I'm going to go and work for Tesco's. Now it's more than that. I think you put your heart and soul into your career. And I think, whether that's working on checkout 14 at Asda, or whether it's running the entire Asda, Walmart, whoever owns Asda these days, like the entire company, I think you put as much of yourself into it, no matter what you do. Whether you're literally slinging trolleys around a car park, or whether you're managing 15 stores, you're a regional manager, whatever. I think you put that same stock in. So I think for you, this Queen of Chalices is talking about your emotional connection to the workplace. And I think that at the moment, I think you're a little bit stuck. I've got the feeling that since this change has happened recently, it's like you can still do your job where you are. Things aren't horrendous, but also that the clock is now ticking. Something has changed and you're like, right, it's jump or be pushed time. Right, okay. And it's almost that thing, how in certain industries when like roboticization starts coming in, and they're like, right, it's a bit like when supermarkets brought in the self-service checkouts. It was like, oh, this is just to speed things up, we're going to move all the staff to do other jobs. No, you're not. You're getting rid of the staff from the checkout aisle. so that you can have us all scan our own groceries so you make even more money. Like, let's be honest, we know that's what's happening. It might not happen on the first day, but you've got enough about you to know this has happened. Clock is now ticking. But because you've got the Queen here, she's quite an authority figure in herself. Does that make sense? So she's absolutely moving forward in a way that is following her heart. Absolutely following your heart. And I think workplace wise, that is what's going to be the lead on this. Now, the Empress has come up in the future, but she is reversed. Now, the Empress for me is all about abundance and nurturing, very, very sort of stereotypically feminine Earth Mother type energy. Now, for this Empress to come up reversed, I think it's linking in with this Queen of Chalices. It's like the feelings. It's like the change has happened, and because that change has happened, it's gone tick. And once you've gone tick, it's not going to talk again, if that makes sense. And so you've got this situation where it feels like your heart is starting to not be in it. Does that make sense? And it feels like once we get to to the Empress reversed, it's like she's giving up on the workplace, like the situation you're in now. And I think although the energy coming in is the world is available for you, I think the Empress herself is kind of bringing in that energy where it's like, although she's all about abundance, it starts to become a question of, right, the money's good, but I don't want to be here. Like, I do not want to be here. The vibe has changed. The people I work with has changed. Everything has changed. Like, this is not what I want to be doing now. Even though you still can, it's like, nah, I'm that nurturing vibe, that connection is lost. So then that's what I said was coming up to the next 6 weeks. Let's look at what we've got 6 weeks after. We've got, the King of Swords. So a challenge. There's an absolute challenge coming up work-wise then. So this could be a challenge with a new employer. It could be a challenge with an existing employer, even trying to keep you in the job, trying to keep you kind of on the paycheck, if that makes sense. So I do think there's a lot happening here. Career wise, there's nothing here that's talking about, like, there's no pentacle cards. There's no element here about where the job line's going to come in, apart from, I honestly think, Sue, that for you, you need to follow your gut, you need to follow your heart and go where your heart is happiest, where your soul is happiest. And I think that this represents an element where you're going to be sticking around. So this Empress feels very much like, I can do the job, just, think of the mortgage, think of the car payments, think of whatever else. And I think this King represents that challenge. It could even be, to be honest, it could even be a brand new employer that you have to kind of get through the interview stage so what that'd be like 3 months down the line, if that's where you've decided to move. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting picture of, you were once happier, something has changed, there's now an interloper in the nest that's changing the way you're feeling about things. You're still kind of okay on the surface, but it's changing how you're feeling, leading on to the Empress reverse, which is like, do you know what, I'm giving up on that situation, leading to a situation in 3 months time where you've got this challenge coming in. All the while you've got the world energy kind of filling you from underneath. It's like it's getting in through the root system and it's bringing you this new vibe and this newfound confidence. But it's like it's literally insidious. It's like having a weed, right? But that weed, you've kind of killed it off, and then because you've killed it off, it's fine. And then all of a sudden you go and fertilize it, and this weed starts cropping up everywhere. And then before you know it, you actually realize that this weed is actually one of the most expensive, most beautiful, most sought after, most wonderfully perfumed flowers that you're ever going to find anywhere on the planet. And actually what you thought was a weed is all of this wonderful, vibrant energy coming your way. So does that make sense? Because it's like all of this changes, but this world energy is overseeing all of this. And it literally is saying, whatever this change is happening, Sue, it's all for the better. Even this dodgy Game of Thrones type, I'm going to slit your neck while you go for the loo. Even this Game of Thronesy type character is for the better, because you've got the world in such a wonderful position coming up, overriding all of these cards. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. But thank you very much for your question, Sue. Let us know what happens as well. Like, come back and see us and let us know what's going on work-wise. Give us all the goss. Give us everything to know what's going on. But yeah, absolutely. Let me know if you can take that reading. But thank you very much for your question. And yeah, that is your reading for today. Right then, we've got one last question in today, and that is for Blue Chalice. Flower Beauty hasn't come back in. Amira, unfortunately, you've not put your question into the live chat, even though the mods have asked you several times. So you'll have to come back in on Tuesday now, if you would like a reading. But yeah, unfortunately, you are looking to change. Oh, I can tell you that, Sue. I can tell you're looking to change jobs. I told you that, my darling. Crystal Rose is here. Good evening, Crystal Rose. Right. So yes. Right then, here we go. Let me just have a little look-see. So what the heck is really up with B? Okie dokie. I will look at that for you, Holland. So what the heck is really up with B? So we got 8 minutes left. So dragons, this is for the lovely Holland from Blue Chalice, and they would like to know, or what the heck, proper Yorkshire, what the heck, was that a Yorkshire accent? Or was that a Lancashire accent? Oh God, I better not get the two confused. I'll be driven out of Leeds with pitchforks and flaming torches, wouldn't I? What the heck is really up with B? I'm not going to do accents. It's funny, we were at the boot sale today, right? And somebody walked past and he went, "Oh God, I've got to go down south where they all speak funny, innit?" I was like, how rude. We don't speak funny down south. Right then, dragons. This is the last reading. Last round. The last round. We're on the last round now. Oh, 2. Why are we getting 2? Why are we getting 2 all the time, Wispy? What are you doing to me? Right, so we've got the 2 of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Oh, interesting. So I don't know who B is, but it feels like there's been some disagreements recently. So this is going to be either a friend or a family member, possibly a sibling, or yeah, possibly a partner. Well, could be partner, actually. That makes sense with that be. I'm not saying it is that person, but there's definitely a so this bond could be 2 close friends, or it could be siblings, it could be partners, but there's been a falling out and there's been a bit of a clash happening recently, and it's I kind of want to say it's almost like something and nothing. But then we've got the Knight energy coming in, and this feels like this is coming from B. So you've heard me say 100 times, Holland, that Knights are that teenage rebellious energy. So it feels almost like this energy is coming through. It feels like it should be this way round, right? So the energy of the Knight is coming through, and that's bringing this ridiculous argument, squabbling, pettiness. Does that make sense? It feels very much like that's the way the connection is. So you've got this Knight energy, which is that sort of rebellious, almost childish, not childlike. The Page is childlike. This feels a little bit childish, a little bit impetuous, a little bit selfish. So whoever B is, they've got this connection that's kind of like, they're putting their needs first, and they're not being very conscientious about your needs or whatever you need from the friendship or from the family connection. I do think it's either like a bestie, a best friend, or like a sibling that's like your best friend. I don't know whether you've got siblings, but you know what I mean. Sometimes people go, "Oh, my sister's just like my best friend," or you know, like my brother's my best friend. It's like that sort of connection. Or it's like, you know, my wife is my best friend, my husband's my best friend. It's that sort of vibe. It's somebody really, really close to you that you have been getting on with, but this has been, and I think this has been recent. Almost like, depending on how old B is, it's almost like what's it called? Like midlife crisis type energy that's coming through. It's like, well, I couldn't do this when I was a teenager, so now I'm not a teenager. I'm going to do this now. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe about it. I don't know why. Right, let's do the cut. But this definitely does feel like it's almost like, you know, computer games weren't around when I was a teenager. So even though I'm 39, I'm going to play video games now. You know what I mean? It's got that sort of, yeah, there's that sort of element to it. It feels a bit selfish, childish and selfish would be the words I would use to describe that night at the moment. Right, there we go. Is that your single drop? It is. Very definitive. Very definitive. The cards know exactly where they wanted to drop. Interesting. Right, okay, and we've got our gorgeous 7 again. So the past position, we've got the Ace of Wands. Now this is reversed, but we've got this nature sprite, the fire sprite. So this is bringing that fire energy into place, but it is a maypole. So it's representative of getting jiggy with it, basically. So I would say this represents I would say, knowing who your other half is, I would say this could represent them then, because this, for me, this maypole represents fertility. It represents that kind of all the Mayday shenanigans of the oldie worldy pagans and the oldie worldy Wiccans, of, you know, let's tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree and do it under it kind of thing. It does also feel, because Wands is so associated for me with confidence, and because this is reversed, it feels like there's been a shift, which is why I think this could well be your partner, because we've got, I said initially, didn't I, this is like childish stroke midlife crisis energy. It feels like that with this, because it's reversed and coming up in the recent past. It feels almost like, again, like I had on the reading just before, where it's like everything was going fine and then something changed when we had that egg hatch. It's like when this happened, when this new period of growth happened, so whether that's around a new birthday, a new anniversary, you know, a big number somewhere, like, oh, it's 10 years since this, or oh, it's 20 years since you did this, you know, whatever that number is and whatever that means for you, it's like since then this has been a shift, and you can feel it shift. Excuse me, my coffee's repeating on me tonight. In the present, we've got the 5 of chalices. Now this is really interesting because it's reversed. So this way up, look, it's like the cups are spilt over. But this is a really interesting card, because normally with the 5 of chalices, we see 2 of them are still upright. And in this deck, all 5 are knocked down. So although they are all still there, all of the 5 cups are still there. None's missing, none are broken. The contents have been spilt. And you can see that this person is just absolutely like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do without the water from the cups? So there is this element of change that's going on. Now, I don't think this is coming from you because of the reversal on this. I think it is coming from the other half. And I think it's just, it's not that the love is gone. It's not that the spark is gone. It just feels like, it feels like whatever this project is, so this is a temporary thing, right? This is absolutely a temporary thing, because it feels like whatever this project is that's been started recently, it feels like it's taking all of their time, all of their energy, all of their brain power, all of their, you know, all of them is being siphoned off into this project. And because of that, it means that whether it's because they're tired or just crabby or knackered, it's like that's where this night energy is coming in from. Hang on, there you go, look, right, so that's where this is coming in from, this night energy that's involved. Can I just lift that up a little bit more? Yeah. So if that's where this is coming in, it's like in the present, it's like, well, there's no time for me. So it's almost like this is you picking up on the fact that you're feeling like the wine has been spilt and there's nothing left, whereas actually it isn't that. I think that's what's going on, because then we've got in the future, it's like we come back into this balance position where we've got the chalices and we've got this happy, like happy ever after. You've got this happy kind of re-swing. Right, let me explain what I'm saying. So this wand represents a swing one way, right? So this swings. So this wand, the Ace of Wands, was the trigger. I think this is what was the trigger, and then whatever's happened is causing the Knight of Wand behavior, causing the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands attitude, causing the Two of Wands behavior, right? So you've got the Knight acting impetuous, a bit childish, a bit selfish, because this project is so overwhelming. You've then got the Two, which is the action that's taking place. When you've got that action that's taking place, because of the squabbling, you are going to be absolutely expecting all of the cups are empty now. It's like, oh wow, everything's gone, everything's been emptied. It's like, for me, if me and Rufus ever have a disagreement, I go from naught to, oh my god, he's leaving me. My life as I know it is going to be over. I can't cope without him. Like, he's literally saved my life many you know what I mean? I go to absolute catastrophe, whereas it could just be he's pissed off with me because I didn't do the washing up when I said I would, you know what I mean? And I've gone straight to, oh my god, everything's ending, he hates me. Because of my ADD, I can't process, like, it's all or nothing. But this is that feeling like, oh, the cups are gone. It's like, no, don't be daft. There's plenty more wine at home. Like, there's flagons and barrels and bottles of the stuff. You're fine. We just brought a little dribble out into the, and it's watering the plant, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. There's plenty more at home. We don't have to worry about that. And then it's like, you do go home. Oh, look, there's lots more cups of wine. Everything's happy. And that wine isn't wine, of course. It's the romance and the love and everything else, and that loving, warm energy. So it feels like whatever this project is, this is a temporary hindrance to an ongoing situation. And that this is like, these are the two bookends. That's what starts it. This is where you're ending. Everything's going to be fine in the long run. And it's just this sort of catastrophizing in the middle. I don't know whether that makes any sense. Let me have a look at the live chat. Right. Okay. So it was B. Neil, whenever you want a reading, just message me. I can do you one tomorrow. That's not a problem, my darling. And we need to confirm a time to do the podcast as well. It's been an issue for 10 years. I don't know which point this is why I should have the chat up. If this is that old an energy, then it will right itself. I wonder whether you need to bring this up. I wonder whether you need to bring this up, because it feels like this is a point of conversation, and not to cause more Two of Swords, but it feels like you need to have this conversation in an honest and frank way. This 7 is a good ending on this one. But right, dragons, give me one more card, and we want the card to come. I tell you what, dragons, we want an advice card. How do we get from here to here? How do we get from the 5 with the change and everything feeling a bit overwhelming to the 7? How do we get from there? And I'm actually going to do what the other tarot readers do, and I don't normally do it this way. So then, no, it's here somewhere. Where is it? What am I looking for, dragons? Where's the card? Is it this one? There you go. Ooh, it's another 7. So is that July? Are you pointing me towards July? Okay. So the 7 of Swords, again, it's a slightly duplicitous card. you say you've had the conversation before, but there's never a resolution. I think so. For me, this is talking about. For me, this is talking about absolutely laying down the law. This is talking about, look, this, I mean, you can see the side eye involved here. You can see that there is this element of showiness. Is this somebody that's you know, going off on another relationship? Are these exes? Are these siblings? Is he with her and she's jealous? Is she jealous of the girl? Is she jealous of the guy? What's this situation? You know, it's very, very complicated. But the 7 here is it's feeling like you've got some issues dealt with, but these underlying ones are still there. Like, these underlying ones haven't been brought up. So there's something else that isn't being said. There's something that is still keeps getting put on the back burner. Dragons, what are you giving me? I'm getting I'm getting I'm getting a headache, and it's not mine. I'm getting I think it's this. I think it's the Knight. There's something here. There's something here. Oh gosh. All right, hang on. How do I phrase this? There's something here from childhood, from his childhood. Come on, dragons, give it me clearer than this. There's something unresolved from his childhood that is conflicting, and it is coming up with the there's something about right. Okay, right. Fucking out. What there is, right? Hang on, let me change doodahs. There is something, Holland, that is talking about it. There's this feeling of I don't know whether there was a breakdown or something almost at a breakdown back when B was a lot younger. It feels big, and it feels largely unresolved, from not in terms of like that event is still happening, and not even in terms of aftercare and mop up, but in terms of physical effects, like something clicked and has never clicked back, and whatever has never clicked back, this is the stumbling block. and whether or not it's, come on dragons, give it to me, let me have it. It's like a door opened. No, it's like a door closed. A door closed and the door was locked and the key has been lost. But that door, that missing part is there. And it's almost like, I don't know whether you're married, but it's like whether there's a commitment issue or there's something that I don't know whether it's children, marriage, could be bloody prenup for all I know. But there's something here where there's like a level of commitment that he can't access because it's like linked into whatever this breakdown was. And it's almost like in and it's not at all connected. My brain makes various weird connections, and it's almost like he's at the bar at the Overlook Hotel. Nothing's happened yet, and he hasn't met the bartender who's a version of him yet. Like, none of that has happened yet. There is just this foreboding feeling, and I think that feeling's been around for the longest time, and it's not something that's ever been labeled, and I think that lack of label is what's struggling. So it could be, bizarrely, it could be that there is a need for medication that's been ignored, or not ignored, because that sounds like, because like you know full well, and I know you well enough to know that if you spotted that, you'd be able to say, there's an issue here. But it's like it's unwanted. It's not. There's a stigma here somewhere. And it's like, oh, it's like whatever happened, whatever this breakdown thing was, it carries shame and guilt, a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, and something that was done. I don't, nothing major. Like, I don't think, like, it's not like drunk driver knocked someone down or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But like, there was something that was done, or something that happened that is bringing with it shame and guilt for something that wasn't his fault. So it's like whatever happened in the brain chemistry, none of us are at fault for the way our brains are wired. But there's a certain element of, hang on, dragons, what are you giving me? There's an element of shame, but there's an element of, what is that image? I'm do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting Will Smith and Colton, right? And there's this, it's like whatever the opportunity was, there was an opportunity here, right? There was an amazing opportunity here, and it couldn't happen, not because of anybody's fault, but just it couldn't happen. It wasn't able to happen. But that carries with it this shame and this guilt element. And it's almost like, if you imagine in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Colton had to work his ass off, even though he had all the money. He had to work his ass off to try and get decent grades, because he wasn't as bright as Will, who, once he was given that opportunity, rose to it. And it's like there's an opportunity. An opportunity was given. Sorry, an opportunity was given that he couldn't rise to, or he couldn't fulfill. And that's leaving this. Oh, fuck off, dragons. Do you know what it? Well, do you know what they've just right? They've just to relate it to me to give me a sensation of it, right? They've just flashed me to being back on stage, because there is a part of me that is desperate to get back on stage and perform. Desperate. Like, I'll hear something on the radio and I'll go, oh God, I could do a parody of that. That would be amazing. Desperate to go back on and perform, to the extent I'm dreaming about karaoke nights and all sorts. And there's this element, and what they've just given me is that sensation of, like, wrestlers call it one more match. It's like they all believe they've got one more match in them, even when they're like 90 and they've lost their legs to diabetes and like an eyeballs hanging out and their backs being held together with, you know, matchsticks and twigs and bloody sellotape. They're still like, oh, I could do one more match, got one more match in the tank. And it's like they haven't, but they don't want to give up that dream. And there's like, that's like with me, it's like I cannot do that anymore, but I still want to. It's like I miss it physically, viscerally. I miss performing. And it's like there's something there that I don't know whether it's like a missed youth or a missed opportunity, that whatever this breakdown was, it's linked to this, because it's almost like it's like it's this night, it's this, and I'm gonna correct myself, because I don't think it's childish. I think it, like, midlife crisis is an interesting thing. I said before I knew who it was, because it almost feels like it's reliving an element of the past, where there was an opportunity, and whatever happened, that meant that, as I'm calling it, inverted commas, the breakdown, or whatever happened, that wasn't able to be fulfilled. It's like wrong place, wrong time. Does that make sense? And it feels very much like it's this ultimate FOMO, this ultimate fear of missing out, that's happening now. And also this idea that the clock is ticking. So you've got these two different strands happening simultaneously. One is, if it hadn't been for this, I could have done this. But then there's also the time's running out. If you're ever going to go back to it, time is running out. Like, the clock is ticking. Like, and I think that's where this disagreement is coming from, and that's where this Two of Swords is coming from, because it's almost like, even if you're not involved in the argument, it's like the argument's going to happen anyway, because it's right there under the surface. It's like that dichotomy is happening within him. So it's like, no matter what happens, as soon as there's this way of voicing anything, or as soon as there's this way of discussing anything, it's like those two sides are happening under the surface. Has something happened with a parent, or, oh, what's the, come on brain, what's the word? Oh, sensei. Like, you're the begins with M. I can't think what the word is. Oops, sorry. It's the, come on brain, what is it? There's a word that my brain is forgetting. Mentor. Like a parent, a teacher, or a mentor. Someone in that figure, or played that role, someone in that situation has, thank you, Neil. You got there just after I got there. But you probably typed it just as I got it. Somebody in that type of role, Holland, has either passed or has been ill or has had some major life changing, life altering, life limiting type of experience, and that is impacting on this. It's like, and whether that conversation's been had with you or not, I don't know, but it's like there's somebody key to the past who's been ill or has passed or has had their own struggles. That it could even be like it could even be, why am I okay, it could even be a dementia related something. There's something there. Somebody with some sort of mental teacher parental role has there's been some loss of cognitive function, like severe loss of cognitive function, and that is causing this acute awareness of time running out, and this acute awareness of, if things are ever going to be different, or if this situation was ever going to be changed, it's too late, time is running out. In answer to your previous question, yes, I think there is there's been a Wi-Fi issue. Okay. I think, yes, there is a need for counseling. Yes, there is a need for like a CBT element of it. A way of retraining and dealing with that, whatever that issue is, so that they can, so that basically when this issue comes up, because it feels like this comes up all the time, and it's almost like a cyclical thing, and it's like, oh, okay, we go through this cycle and everything gets better and then things go downhill again, and it's almost like if you can catch the tide when it's like the waves are at the peak, then you can ride it like a surfboard. And so it's got this kind of element of, when the emotions are in full bloom, it's kind of like that's when you need to do the counseling thing, because it's like the waves are at the full peak. Now the counseling is like being on the surfboard, and you jump on and you ride it to the next one. And it very much feels like that journey is what needs to happen to clear things. And I don't think that's not going to be a simple clearance. That's not going to be like a one and done. That's going to be like that's good. Thank you. That's going to be like a tidal machine at a swimming pool, where it's like every time that goes on, if it's happening there, and then off we go surfboard, and off we go surfboard. And it's like that needs, whatever the trigger for all of this is, none of that's been resolved at all. And it's a little bit like it's a bit like how I describe my eating disorder, right? Or some people call depression the black dog. I call it a little black imp. My eating disorder is a little black imp, right? Normally it's under control-ish. And I keep it in the far recesses of the back of my mind, in a cage, locked up, padlocked, traps and spears and everything else. But it's never been resolved. And until I can fully resolve it, it's always going to get loose at some point and derail a diet plan or derail something. It's like, until I can get that fucking imp gone, then I can remove the cages and the traps and everything else. It's like that needs to happen. And it's like, whatever this issue was, and whatever this was, this confidence, whatever this self-confidence issue was, right? it's going to keep reappearing. It's like a cyclical. It's like herpes, right? It needs to be constantly treated. It's like herpes. I know, but it needs to be constantly treated until it's gone. But it's always going to be under the surface, because it's almost like the wound is so deep that even with all of the counselling, there's always going to be a level of scar tissue that you can't break up with a laser. I know I've got so many mixed metaphors with this, but it honestly feels like that. It honestly feels like, yes, get help with the counselling, some, you know, significant CBT and beyond, even medications, things like that, to get to the point where you're prepared for the next time the wave hits, and the next time the wave swells, so that you can then jump on the surfboard and ride it out. Hang on. Confidence issues, that connects to his father who passed about 5. Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, well, sorry, I just realized the time. Look at the fucking time. Wow. I don't know what to say. Holland. I think, in all honesty, I think that it's too big. It's too big an issue for you to tackle. It has to be B that wants to tackle that issue head on. Like, you might be able to issue like an ultimatum, like, unless you get some help, like, we can't keep doing this unless you need to get some help for this. Like, that might work. I don't know. But it feels like, even if it isn't coming from B, that they're in the right position at the right time to get that support, then I think there'll be a kickback. But it does feel you are important enough to be, so that if it came down to either or, B would get counselling support and would try and tackle whatever the root cause is, to not to lose you, because I think that connection is far stronger. You can, Nanette, if you're quick. Yeah, put your question in the chat. It's like 9:30. I haven't had dinner yet. I need to go and eat. Rufus thought I was finishing half an hour ago, so I probably got dinner burnt in the microwave or something. But yes, ask a question, but be quick. Hopefully that helps, Holland. It's recoverable. It's absolutely recoverable. You just need to pick and choose your moment. But yeah, come on then, Nanette, ask your question, my darling, because we need to be finished up soon so that the mods can go, and so that I can go and get something to eat. Oh gosh, what's happened? No problem. Patty, we've actually finished the readings for tonight, my darling. You'll have to come back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. We do more tarot readings. I might even be looking at doing. Do you want me to message you on the day I have the nightmare to live stream? Message me a day beforehand. Yeah, message me like the day before, and then if we're on a live, I can put it out on the live or something. But yeah, absolutely, Nanette. Absolutely, yeah. Message me for that. But yes, Patty, next time we're live here on this channel is Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, where you can come and grab a tarot reading. And yeah, hopefully, if you want a reading, you'll be back. Oh gosh, what is happening on my screen? Yeah, hopefully come and join us again on Tuesday. But also do have a little look. If you want a reading in beforehand, go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can actually go and buy me a coffee and book a reading. So you can actually book a tarot reading over there, and yeah, and get that and get that done if you want before Tuesday. But yes, thank you ever so much, everybody. Sorry, Patricia, I didn't realize you were still here. I saw that Neil had to go earlier. I think Ed checked out earlier as well. Yeah, he did, because he's no longer on as, in the producer's chair. But yes, thanks ever so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, those of you that asked questions. Sorry, anybody that's just come in at the end, that we weren't able to get to your questions, but do come and join us again on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, where I will be doing more freebie readings. I've got to film some more affirmation type cards, or card of the day reads this week, so I'll be doing those and getting those up, and they will always be available to our wonderful coffee club members over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. They'll always be available there at least a day or so before they go up live on the channels, and that's also where details of the tarot course, tarot school, tarot class, tarot wizard school. It's not wizard school, not wizard school. But I'm doing some tarot teaching that is going to be leaked onto that channel, onto that to the club members before it goes anywhere else. So yeah, if you want to know what's happening with the channels, if you want to know what's happening in our personal life a little bit, and if you just want to keep in touch and help support us, then it's just over there, look, just there. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for all of your support today. Thank you to the mods, you're all bloody amazing. Thank you to Nanette, thank you to Patricia, thank you to Holland, thank you to Neil, thank you to Ed, thank you to Patty, Flower Beauty, who else do we have? Firefly, NA, Gold, Sue. Thank you to everybody that came through today and asked questions. But yes, that is it for me today. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye-bye.